All right, to color grade this image, I actually used my color lookup table to color grade the image, but stick to the end of the video because I'm going to show you guys how you can use your adjustment layers here to achieve the same result. And also, if you want to lay your hand on my premium scale lots, kindly use the link under the description of this video to download them. All right, what I did is, let me delete the color lookup here. So what I first did, I go to my adjustment options here, and then I select my selective color. All right, here it is, and then I make sure I am on red. So on the red, what I did is I move my cyan slider to somewhere around -10 to negative. All right, -16 is okay. And then also I move my yellows to also -20 to 25 will work. So let's keep to somewhere -23. And then also I shift my blacks to +30 to +35, somewhere around. All right, let's also keep it at +32. And then also I switch from reds to yellow. So what I did on the yellow is that I shift my cyan slider to somewhere +30. Well, somewhere around 30 will work. All right, let's leave it at 31. And then also I shift my blacks to +10 to 15. All right, let's keep it at +15. So what I did next, I go back to my adjustment options here, and then I select my black and white adjustment layer here, and then I change the blending mode from normal to multiply, and then I move my reds from 40 to somewhere around 50, just to increase the brightness a bit. And then I take my opacity of the black and white layer somewhere around. All right, let's see how much opacity will work. Somewhere around 30 will work, I think. All right, let's leave it at 33%. So after that, what I did is I go back to my adjustment options here, and then I select hue and saturation. So on the hue and saturation, what I did is I first make sure I'm selecting my reds. So if you click on your masters here, you can select the red just below the masters here, the master here. And then on the master, what I did is I reduce the saturation of the reds to somewhere -30 to 40. So let's keep it to somewhere around 40. All right, I think this will work. And then also I switch from red to yellows, and then I also reduce the yellow to somewhere around, let's see how much will work, somewhere -40 also will work, I think. All right, let's keep it to -41. And then what I did next is I go back to my adjustment options here, and then I select my curves. So on the curves, what I did is I change the default preset to linear light RGB, as you can see. And then to add some contrast on image, what I did is I go back to my adjustment options here, and then I select my levels, and then I shift my slider from left to right to somewhere around 10. I think this will work. So if you do before, after, before and after, so let's put everything inside the same folder. So if we select our level layer at the top, and then we hold our shift and click on the layer that we started creating, that's the selective color layer 1, and then we press Command or Control G to group them, and then we rename the folder as color grading. All right, so let's do before and after. So all right, let's bring back our color lookup, and then we compare and see if we are close enough. All right, I think I used number 3. All right, this is it, number 3. So this is the lot, before and after. So let me disable the lot, and then this is the layers we use and color grade our image using the adjustment layers below here. All right, that's it for today's video. If you learn something, don't forget to like and share. See you on the next video.